welcome to today's episode of the Feminist Podcast. And this is the third installment of the series that we're doing.
Feminism and religion.
Yeah, feminism and religion. And today we're talking about feminism and African traditional religion this year. We've already spoken about Christianity, Islam, and this is God installment. And with me here we have Madam Chineye.
As usual.
So Chineye,
Yeah.
This is going to be sort of short because we've talked about the two major religions in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But we can't neglect this. There are a lot of traditionalists now. And
People are going back.
Yeah.
It's relevant.
With the rise of this digital Ogbanjes, UI people, Ajoporus, I'm telling you, people are actually going back.
Yeah.
And I like it. They are not even ashamed of it.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, misogyny permeates every religious strata, every religion that you can talk about. And we're going to talk about this. African religious, lots of them, whether you're serving Shango, serving Amadioha, anyone,
Mami water, you're from the river, sky, everybody.
Yeah.
So all of you are here.
If there are misogyny in your religion, and if there is, how do you deal with it? And that's what we're going to talk about now. So, Chineye.
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, this is not a topic I'm so familiar with because I've clocked out of religion a long time ago. And I've never had any interest in African traditional religion. But I think you mentioned earlier that a lot of what we have today as African traditional religion has been influenced by colonialism, civilization. It's not really pure the way it was practiced back in the day.
Yeah.
Because it seems like before colonialism, African women, things were a bit more egalitarian than now. People don't understand that many of these Abrahamic religions came from deeply patriarchal societies, and they impose that on us. So I like you said, and I see your point, it has seeped into the practice of African traditional religion. But like I think some of the egalitarianism is still there because a lot of women are into it and they are like the heads of their whatever they are, the digital Ogbanjes, the S and Y. We don't see a lot of that in the Orthodox religion.
Yes.
Where women are the helm of affairs.
Yeah.
These are women, women can just wake up and say, the Agumaya, that's what they say in Igbo, you have the calling, and she goes into it. There is usually nothing preventing female participation in it. They head their shrines, they perform their sacrifices by themselves. So maybe it's a little bit egalitarian.
Not even a little. I think before colonialism or whatever. Okay, before colonialism, I'm stopping with you. I thought that before then, I would say it might not have been 50-50, but it was very, very close.
Yeah.
Because then we have male and female gods. We have the marine gods and the Babi. We have gods, goddesses. We have Abarawan. We have priests and priestesses. We have let me say hard. We have priests and priestesses. We have powerful deviants. And of different genders actually. We had priestesses that served not just the gods but the royal family. We had priestesses that were in charge of fertility. Then if you were looking for a child, you were going to a priestess.
Yeah.
They were not looked down on. They weren't looked down on or anything. There was no hierarchy. But and if you use that to check, if you check in other religions, I don't think there's leadership role in Islam for women. There's no leadership role for women in Islam. There's no leadership role in Christianity for women. You can have reverend sisters, but they are not fathers. Or the hierarchy from priest to canon to bishop to pope, all headed by men. But the ATR they had fun with it. It was egalitarian, and I think the misogyny that we might see now is as a result of the colonialism that happened when these people came, when the white people came with their religion and their murals and whatnot. They also brought their patriarchy. And it is evident in a lot of things, because before they came, this name change thing was never an issue. Women bore their names, women, it was almost matrilineal, because you are more likely to be identified by your mother.
Yeah.
They call you Nwa. This
your mother.
Nwa, your mother. Like you're the child of your mother, more than you're like the child of your father. But colonialism came and elevated men to the point of absurdity. And other religions started copying it. And it made sense, because if you tell me that in your religion, there's Islam, Christianity, if you tell me that in your religion, men are the head, what am I doing? Going on fall with a woman that is insulting me? Do you understand? And women, men, they followed suit. And that ripple effect, it came into ATR, where what we now see, that you can be seeing some this and that. Women are banned from going here. Yeah. It was not like that before. It was never like that before. Actually, when it comes to these divinations, prophecies, these women wear boots.
Yeah, and it's a gift. It's not something a man bestows on you. Yeah. You're born with the ability to maybe tell the future or see back things, things like that. But these days you have like you said, it's an importation, because they are trying to copy some of that male supremacy thing from Christianity, and then they impute it, and then they'll be like, this Dibia is superior because he's a man, and women. And sometimes you see when men, the way they talk about ATM, like on social media, because obviously they've gone digital, everybody's looking for market online. You see the way they look down on the female counterpart. They don't do it to the men. They have a lot of reverence and fear for the men. Yeah. But for the women, they'll be like all these, some of them, they say they are digital prostitutes, pretending, they are going to insult. They call the followers or adherents of one of them Mommy. But they have the male ones. And for me, the women are, because there's something about women, when they do something, they usually excel in it. The Islam of bondage have excelled. Of course. Hate them, love them, believe them, disbelieve them. They liberate, and I think it's the female Dibias that liberate on social media.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously.
Because it was unheard of to know that a Dibia and SNY or whatever had a social media account and practice their craft openly. It was only you had to go to the middle of the bush, a dirty place to see. But these days, some of them they're in their sitting rooms doing consultations. They have WhatsApp parties.
They have ring light.
They're making live or 1J content. So like I said, whether you love them or you hate them,
you have to give them the club.
They become innovative. They're trying to move with the times, and I respect that. But you see men being condescending towards them, and it's like, you are not like this to all the other men that practice all these things. And you see that even the men sometimes copy the format of these women, and then their fellow men, of course, misogyny paints everybody, especially the men. They're insane, but it's illogical. You see that you like the male Dibias. Some of you go and visit them, what is your nonsense music one day. When it comes to the men, you start looking down on them. Them prostitutes. There are
actually male Dibias separately on Facebook, because that's the platform I'm most and they are treated with reverence. Husband, man, or whatever. Whenever there was a time, there was a client who were calling him out because the software not working. Yeah. The call-outs died down. But if it were a woman, I remember when the call-out for the women happened. Oh, she's using our destiny. She's doing, she's this, she's that. And the misogyny, it's just there. Because you can say the same thing for the men. But the voice won't be down. But once it's a woman, oh goodness gracious, everybody, it looks like you would have been get beat before with this woman. The hatred is just abysmal. But now it boils down to what we're saying. Is there misogyny in ATR? Obviously, there's misogyny in every religion. But I believe that the misogyny in ATR is imported. Yeah, right. It wasn't like this before. On its own, women were not allowed. Women had the power. Women could practice. Women have the kind of freedom that they do not have in other religions. Yeah, in ATR sort of allows you as a woman. Let me just use what they allow you, a woman, to do your thing. You can wake up and say you have a calling. and go and do your calling. As a Christian woman, you cannot wake up and your calling will be to be a pastor. Your higher calling will be a pastor's wife. You cannot wake up and your calling will be to be an imam as a Muslim woman. Because no matter you want to serve God rich, you cannot be an alpharess or alphas. I mean, so it's that kind of freedom and that kind of let me say egalitarianism that came with ATR. And I understand if we were to choose the least misogynist, it would definitely be.
I think that from our conversation, obviously, that's shown that ATR is like the least misogynist.
And it shows you the level of enlightenment our forefathers had before this colonialism happened, because they were more open to women being themselves. They were more open to women being equals than they are now. When you see people say, oh, it's not our religion, it's not our culture, we are not like this before. No. What you mean is it's not what you borrowed from the white man. Because your great grandfather, your great grandmother, they had almost equal opportunities. I think I keep saying it before. Like in my family, in my village, my grandmother refused to get married. She wasn't going to get married. They gave her a plot of land. She built her house, had 3 kids, probably not of the same father, and they all grew up. My dad was her son before she died. Every time I think when I realized that this was what happened when I was young, when she was alive, if she's talking about something, she called herself Nwa, my son. And it occurred to me that I asked her, don't you mean Munye? Don't you mean the wife of? No. And it wasn't even frowned upon. It wasn't a thing. She was not treated unfairly. My father was not treated unfairly. There was nothing like, oh, he's a legitimate child, a bastard, everything. He still had the right that every other person had in his village. But this cannot be said of today. If today I said I don't want to get married, nobody's giving me land. Nobody is ascribing anything to me. If I say, okay, I want to have kids, maybe 3 kids from different fathers, I'm going to be treated as an outcast.
Your children will be spoken down on.
My children will be spoken down on. They will know that they are illegitimate. But these great grandfathers of ours, they understood that a woman, they understood autonomy more than we do.
Yeah, they were more autonomy.
They were less misogynist, because I don't even think you can do or any of those things then. You cannot do it now. As a full-fledged adult, and that is because the civilization these white men came with truckloads of misogyny. This civilization, we're enjoying it quite alright. It came with truckloads of misogyny, and the irony is these white people are now going back on their misogyny while we were holding it to the
African men are grabbing onto it as if their life is
it's a tradition. No, it's not your tradition. It's something you borrowed because they dashed your grandfather's mirrors. That's what. That it was just an exchange. It's something you borrowed. And the way we hold on to this borrowed culture, we hold on to your tradition. No, it's not your tradition anything. It's not your tradition. If you can go, and that's the thing, they say you want to hide something from the black man, keep it inside the book. You don't research, you don't go and ask questions, you don't go to your village. How do you know when you don't go to your village except during Christmas? How do you know? I just go there to eat chicken and come back. If you go to your village and ask questions and ask in-depth questions, you will understand that women were considered, even if it's not 100% equal, 50% equal, they were considered valuable. When you see people come and spout all those things, ATL recognized the place of women in the household. Women had jobs, and that was when we were worshipping Amadi Ahadi. That was when we were worshipping Amadi Ahadi. Yes, your great grandfathers, when they were worshipping Binopa Abi and the water goddesses, all of them. Women had jobs. Women were going to the market. Women were farming. Women had farms.
Women got land. Women were given land. Women had children outside of their husbands.
Thank you. Women were able to do
public knowledge.
Of course, women married women. In my mom's village, people, women were marrying women. They were saying, I'm marrying it for companionship, and my husband has died. Let me marry her for companionship. You don't know what they do behind closed doors.
And she's free to go out, get pregnant.
There was more freedom for women when they practice ATR. But this misogyny that is in ATL currently is borrowed. Because then, your mother had jobs, your mother could do this, your mother could do that. Up till now, my grandmother's shop in Aba. My father, she handed it over to my father, and my father is the one taking care of it. Yeah, the women had shops. Women could farm. Women were farming potatoes, cassavas, ede, all those things. Yeah, maize. Women had equity. They were doing room and everything. So when you come and say our grandmother didn't used to do, no, your grandmother used to do,
and your grandmother used to be naked.
Yeah,
let's not forget that part.
Let's not forget that part. And ATR did not banish them. You know, when you say stuff like the reason why women are getting raped now is the way they dress. Your grandmother's
you are lying, or you are ignorant.
Who? Your grandmother was naked. They weren't around naked. They weren't getting raped. They weren't around naked. The God did not sanction them. So I think that the religion we practiced then was more egalitarian and more encompassing of women's rights than the ATR they practice now.
Yeah, but this one that likes to exclude women.
Yeah, this ATR now has offshoots of,
you know, some of them, because obviously Christianity and Islam is more dominant. Like it's not just Catholic, Anglican is more dominant. You see some of them begin to regurgitate those kind of silly doctrines. Exactly. But they couch it as tradition. They tell you our ancestors, Omenana, and it's like, no. You are talking to an old fool. You know what Omenana is. And even if it's weird, mind that Omenana must keep evolving.
Of course.
It was not made, human beings are not made for Omenana. Omenana was made for human beings. So it shall keep
it's like when you go to all these abaras, you see them breaking kola nuts for you. I using for definition, but you will say women are not supposed to break kola nuts. Do you believe that?
Women are not supposed to that. If none of your female ancestors broke kola nuts,
you think they didn't do it?
That makes no sense. If they are saying it's not women and it's culture for you to do on Facebook and be selling your banjoism, think about it. Yeah, does it make sense to you? You are doing a backpack on the WhatsApp,
on the internet.
You know how stupid it sounds, and then you see that something is dominant and subjugation of women is dominant. No.
I believe if you people want to go back to how things were, because that's how they want to go back to how things, you have to go back to
the original one, not the bastardized version.
If there's something like factory research that they do and women themselves back then, you find that women were even treated better then than now. There was nothing like a name change after marriage. There's nothing like DNA test. You'll be the father of so many
anyone they
give you, you take. You understand? So basically, when we're talking of ATM, religion and misogyny, religion permits misogyny permits every kind of religion. But I feel like misogyny in the original ATR was much lower.
Yeah.
So adherents of the ATR today, I urge you to, copy your forefathers.
Yep.
Don't go and borrow nonsense that you know from Islam, from Christianity, from this, from that. If you're going to practice this, obviously we want you to be able to practice whatever religion you want to practice. If you're going to practice this as a woman, know that your forefathers that brought this down understood how it was done, respected you, understood you. You had freedom. You had more autonomy than you do then than now. So you should not allow misogyny to push you into a corner and make you feel because you're a woman. That's because you're a woman thing came with colonialism. It wasn't like that before. This Oyibo people came and adopted their patriarchy and the misogyny was and left. And they went back to their own homes, to their own countries, to now demolish the patriarchy and the misogyny that they brought. And it's we Africans that are holding on to it. So it doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to go out and say that misogyny in ATR is a borrowed standard. It's not how it used to be. It's not what they gave to us. It's not what was there before. Go home and ask your great grandmother. Don't just go when you go home and see your great grandmother. Don't just go there and start picture. Oh, she's 99 years old and post on Facebook.
She's strong.
She's strong. I want to be like that. She can still cook at 99. Or ever the motor food. Ask her questions how it was then and now. Ask her questions. You have a direct link to your generations born before. Ask her. Understand how it was before. Don't come and mouth up. I have a friend who used to say her grandmother would always tell her that when she was young, when she was growing up, they used to run around naked. I'm talking of 20-year-olds, they want nothing up here. And there was nothing like it. But today, if anyone is raped in their house, you'll be asking what you want to wear. So go home and ask them. Understand that misogyny is not a part of us. It's something that was learned. It's a learned behavior. And use that to further your steps in your ATR. I think that is it.
Yeah, I think we've done justice to this topic.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, kudos to all the digital obanges as and why we are waiting for you. Take up space.
We are waiting for you more than we're waiting for your milk.
Oh no, once the milk has been, we don't care about them.
Don't care about them. We want you to prosper, to do your adogus and ajamiri.
Kudos to you, man.
You guys are very innovative.
Keep at it. You are representing us.
Yes, you're very innovative.
We need women in religious positions, whatever.
Women in tech, women in ATR,
women in Obanje.
Yes,
women in Mami Water.
This sounds like a mockery, but actually
no. It's not jokes. Like I said, I'm so upset that there are no representations in other religions. So I feel like in this world we can at least give kudos to ATL. Like there's a low barrier to entry. No, I'm glad.
The low barrier to entry.
No barrier to entry. But once you have the calling, you can easily start up your own thing. Yeah. And I like that. And I encourage it.
It's not obtainable.
I don't believe in it, but I encourage it.
It's not obtainable in other regions. So this is what we have to give it.
Yeah.
It's not obtainable. You cannot just wake up, like I said, you cannot wake up and say,
I say you want to be a reverend father.
You cannot.
Yeah.
But in this one, you can wake up and start your shrine.
Have your shrine. So kudos. Yeah. I applaud it. Love it.
Thank you for joining us in this episode, and we hope you like it, subscribe, comment, and like. Bye-bye.
Bye.